Congratulations on winning the Big Ten championship. You came here several years ago with the dream. What's it like to finally at least get that notch off the belt, winning the Big Ten title?
Well, it feels great. Yeah, and you're right. We came here 8 years ago and said we know we can win here, but I'll be honest, it's kind of a relief because I could even, not just for me personally, but I could just in the style of how we're playing. It was like, let's get that thing out of the way so we don't focus on that, because I do think guys started to understand, I guess, that it hadn't been done, and the outright since '32. And when you start thinking about that, I think you kind of get away from what you've just been doing, which is playing ball. So to get that thing out of the way is it's awesome for our program. I take a lot of personal satisfaction in that and a lot of pride in that, because this can be a great baseball school, and I hope that's a step in the right direction. But we want to make it more than just 1 year.
Tough opponent, a team that might be going to the NCAA tournament in Ohio State, but your three starting pitchers pitched very well and went long in all three of those games. What does it say about their character on the mound?
Well, we needed it. We didn't get the weekend before. We didn't get real deep with our starters, and that we probably could have ridden them out a little bit, but we just felt like as we get later in the season, probably important to get them some rest. So the fact that we rested them the Northwestern series when they didn't have a great start, I think that helped them do what they did at Ohio State. And those games, all of those games, because of their pitching as well, was going to come down to, just a few key plays here and there. And our guys did exactly what they needed to do on the mound, which is just keep the team. Even the game we lost, it was a 2-1, I think it was. We were in a position to win the baseball game. That's all you can ask of your starting pitching.
Big Ten tournament coming up in Minneapolis, and this is just my judgment from afar, but I think top to bottom, this has been the toughest, deepest, best Big Ten since you arrived here. What was it like to, one, win the Big Ten title in that kind of year, but two, it's going to be tough baseball this entire weekend?
Don't sell yourself short, Jeremy. Your observations are usually correct, and once again, it's correct. I do think it was one of the best that I've been around or have seen. And I think that was illustrated by the RPI of the conference. I think I looked recently, we're 6 or 7 RPI as a conference. And it reminded me, quite honestly, a lot of like the basketball. People were saying the basketball conference was as good as it's ever been. And I got to thinking about that last night, because Coach Crane had sent me a text and congratulating. I said, isn't it kind of funny how our seasons kind of mirrored each other? So I'm very happy, very pleased, because we were preseason. If you remember, preseason conference favorites. And to be preseason conference favorites in the year that's arguably one of the best the Big Ten's ever been, and to still come out on top, I think speaks well to the leadership and the performance of our guys all season.
Obviously, some Hoosier fans in the city of Minneapolis can come out and watch, but there's also a nice chance that Indiana might be hosting a regional. Even if they don't and have to travel, how important would solid fan support be to this team heading into the NCAA tournament?
Well, I think it's, for people, I'm still not shocked is the wrong word, but I'm still intrigued by people who haven't been out to Bart Kaufman Field yet. So I would love to host the regional. I think it would be great, but just even if that doesn't happen, I think if people, IU fans, and you really enjoy sports, and specifically you enjoy Indiana University sports, it would probably be well worth your trip to come see this team play, because it's a good team, it's a fun team, they're going to play hard. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed, as I know you are, that I'd like to make it easy on our fans and just keep them here in Bloomington.